Hello and welcome to the preview of my Breaking Patterns weight loss program. First, like to commend you for following your curiosity to see if this program would be a good fit for helping you improve your health, lose weight, whatever your particular goal is. Before I get too much into the program, though, I'd like to tell you a little bit about myself, so you have an idea who you'd be working with should you decide to um, go ahead with this program. So my name is Art Clark, also known as Health Coach Art. I have been a certified health coach since 2021. I work primarily in the area of weight loss and helping people with manage chronic illnesses such as type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure, those sort of things. I got my training through the Health Coach Institute, which is accredited by the International Coaching Federation. I was inspired to become a health coach after going through my own personal health transformation a few years ago. Four to be specific. In 2020, I was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes and stage 3B kidney failure. My diabetes, my A1C level was almost, well, pretty much double what it should be. It should be 5.6. I was pretty close to 12. And my kidneys were in pretty bad shape. I had an EGFR of 38, and that is the number that determines how well your kidneys are functioning. It should be 60 or higher, and I was at 38, which is pretty close to stage 4, which would have meant probably dialysis, going on a transplant list and hoping for the best. I was pretty messed up. I weighed 262 pounds, and almost half of me was body fat, 45% to be specific. So I had led a pretty unhealthy lifestyle, which got me into this condition. I didn't inherit it. I brought this on myself. So with that diagnosis, I was really kind of only had two options. One would be to not do anything and probably die young, wired to a machine in dialysis. Or I could see what I could do to turn my health around, which is what I opted to do. It was pretty daunting. I was told by my doctor that he's had a few patients that reversed their diabetes before, but once your kidneys are damaged, they're damaged, and mine were pretty messed up. I was in the moderate to advanced stage of kidney failure. And now probably what got me into this terrible shape was the art of denial. I had perfected it. And in this case, that skill worked to my favor because because when my doctor told me it couldn't be done, for something inside me just refused to believe that, refused to accept that. And I just basically said to him, watch me. And I had no clue what I was going to do or how to do it. All I knew is I needed to lose weight, fat weight. And I learned that my kidney disease was a result of the type 2 diabetes. And quite often they work hand in hand. So for me to get rid of the kidney problem, I had to fix the diabetes first. And I had no idea what to do. And I'm not going to go into a whole lot of detail in this preview about what I did and all that. I do talk quite a bit about it throughout the course in hopes of inspiring you and helping you from my own personal experience. But I will say this, that I threw myself into nutrition and some light exercise at first. Eventually, I got into a pretty good fitness program, but I basically walked every day. Started with a block. That was hard enough as it was. So 8 months later, I had lost 60 pounds and my body fat went from 45% down to 18%. I mean, literally none of my clothes fit me anymore. I had the joy of getting rid of them and getting new clothes. But the better news was, is my A1C had dropped from, I believe it was 11.8 down to 5.7 7 or 8, I believe, which is just 2 points above where it should be. So I was clearly going in the right direction. But the even better news is the EGFR on my kidneys. Remember, I told you it was 38, it should be 60 or higher, went up to 85, which meant my kidneys were healed. So as you can imagine, I mean, this really had a significant impact on my life. You know, the biggest change for me, of course, was there were a lot of personal changes, and I will talk about those in the course. But for now, my biggest inspiration that came from this was this passion to help people who are dealing with these problems, who have just kind of given up hope, and they accept what the doctors say, they accept their diagnosis. Um, and you know, if that's you, then I really want to instill some hope in you that that's not the way it needs to be. In most cases, I'm sure there's some exceptions, but I do believe in most cases, if you are dealing with chronic illness, such as diabetes, that it can be reversed. Now, this program is about weight loss, but you will hear me talk about diabetes here and there because a person that is overweight to a certain point for a certain amount of time is at high risk for type 2 diabetes, which can lead to kidney problems. So while the goal here is weight loss, you will hear me talk about that. It's kind of a warning, you know, it's a wake up call. So that's me in a nutshell. I became a coach and I love what I do, working one-on-one with people. I've had some wonderful success stories. So I'm hoping you're going to be the next one. Now, so what is this Breaking Patterns weight loss program? Well, it's exactly that, breaking patterns, breaking away from bad habits that got you into the position or the health condition you are, or the extra weight that you have, and turning those around with a bunch of little steps to healthy habits, healthy patterns. And if you do that, there's no way, then there's nothing that can keep you from your goal of losing whatever amount of weight you feel you need to lose. So a little more about the program. First, I'll tell you what this program is not, okay? It's not about putting you on a diet. If you are looking for something for quick weight loss, such as for a reunion or a wedding or whatever your reasoning is, this probably is not the program for you, okay? This program has one goal in mind, one goal only, and that is to help you get to the position of where you are managing food rather than food managing you. I'll say that again because this is key and very, very important, and it speaks to anybody who has a weight problem, and that is we want to help you become the master of your appetite, basically, where you call the shots. You tell yourself what you can have, when you can have it, and how much. And when you are at that position, it's an amazing, amazing place to be, because I can tell you, for someone who would eat a package of your Oreos, and this is not a joke, in 2 or 3 days. And that's kind of a family joke now because I love Oreos still, but a package of Oreos now will last about 5 or 6 weeks. That's not an exaggeration, because I was able to get myself into a position where I'm managing the food rather than food managing you. And that's the whole goal, really, of what any kind of weight loss program should be, but particularly this one. That is the focus. So again, this is not about going on a diet. My clients in person and in this course will never hear me say, you can't have that, you can't have this, you must have this, or you must drink that. And the reason being is because diets don't work. They don't work. They're not realistic. Somebody cannot go on a 700 calorie a day diet for very long. It's not sustainable, it's not realistic, and it's not healthy for your body. Okay. You might go on it, might do good for 3, 4 weeks, maybe even a couple months, and you lose 10, 15, maybe 20 pounds. But the truth is, you can't keep going like that. It's a wild ride. And the moment you give up because you're tired of feeling deprived of your favorite foods, and being hungry all the time because you're eating the wrong kind of foods, so you give up, and quite often gain the weight back, and actually more than what you started with. So again, so that's why I don't do diets. They don't work. those diet pills that they talk about you taking and being able to eat whatever you want and the weight comes off, same old thing. Do you know why they don't work? Because they don't cause habit change. They don't bring about good, healthy habits. Okay. As soon as you quit, you're going to fall back to your old bad habits, put it on in the first place and get it all back. That's why diets don't work. And I cringe when I see these commercials because they don't talk about the importance of habit change. And that's what this program is all about. This is not a diet. This is a lifestyle transition. You're going to take on a whole new life. Now, I've actually been developing this course over the last couple of years. I didn't want to rush into this. And the reason why it's kind of taken so long is because I wanted to kind of go at this from the perspective of being a coach. I did not want to make a bunch of videos and just kind of pour out my knowledge through lectures. Okay. My goal was to create an online course that was as personal, as close to working one-on-one with you as I do with my clients when I'm meeting with them virtually or face-to-face or on the phone, whatever. And that's been tricky because I mean, you're watching a video and we're not necessarily interacting, but I think I finally got there and I know what I can do, how I can create this to the best of my ability. I will tell you, I'm not a polished speaker. I might have some notes over here, but I do not read a script. I'm talking from here. So when you hear me go, or whatever, or hesitate or think for a moment, it's because I'm really in my coaching mode. I'm in that mode of really thinking deep about what it is you need to hear. So if you're looking to be entertained, again, this program may not be for you. I know I can be entertaining, but this is not a place to get entertained. I value your time and the hard-earned money that you're going to spend on this course. So my goal is to help you find out where you are right now, where you want to be, and how we're going to get you there. Okay. And I believe I can do that through this. There's some very, very cool exercises that we're going to do. They're going to help you identify specifically that. Okay. So throughout this course, you're going to learn what I believe are the most important elements that are going to lead to a successful weight loss experience. And one of those is learning why our bodies gain fat weight and what makes us lose it. Now, I need you to stay open-minded. Okay. Your immediate thought that came to mind is probably, I know why I gain weight. I eat too much, or, I eat more calories than I burn up. And those concepts are accurate, but there's way more to it. Okay. So should you decide to go through this program, I'm going to ask you to maintain an open mind and forget what you think you know about weight loss, because I'm going to blow your mind on some issues. We're going to take some time to really blow up the myths around weight loss that the weight loss experts out there have sold us on for years, the food industry and even our own government, the FDA, the lies that we have been sold for years about, what we should eat, is it low calorie or is it low fat this week, and it can be so confusing, especially when the supposed experts can't even agree with each other, or they're wishy-washy. One week, the eggs are bad for you, the next week they're not, or that, so it's hard to follow. But we're going to break through all that. And you're going to learn quite a bit about nutrition here. The important things that I believe are going to help you develop the right eating routine that works best for you. I'm going to make suggestions. I'm going to share what I believe are good choices, but in the end, you are going to have to make your own choice. Like I said, I'm not going to tell you you can't have anything. I will also encourage you in something that I think is super important, and that is to have the occasional indulgence, right? And this is something I work with my clients, when they start to get to a place where they're stronger, their discipline is a little more developed. I'll tell them, say, hey, you need to go out every once in a while, just have your favorite meal. Don't worry about the calories or the carbs or whatever, as long as, now I'm talking about a cheat meal, not a cheat day or a cheat weekend. We don't want to do that. That'll get you in trouble. So And I think that's very important because when we deprive ourselves too long from those favorite foods that we love, it's after a while, a rebellion develops and we're at risk for self-sabotage. And we'll talk quite a bit about that. We're also going to talk about movement, which is another word for exercise, in which a lot of people don't like that word. But I'm going to teach you how you can do stuff right there in your home without expensive workout equipment or whatever. And exercise is just movement, getting your heart rate up for a while. And I'm going to show you how to do some fun stuff that's not going to hurt. It's not going to kill you. Might put a little sweat on your brow, but hopefully it should. But let me tell you a little bit why I feel I may be the best coach for you. And because this is a coaching program. This is not just a weight loss program. This is a coaching program in the area of weight loss. And I believe I am fortunate to have a bit of an advantage over other coaches because I've walked the talk. Okay. If you've been struggling with weight your whole life or a good chunk of it, I've been there. I've been rock bottom. I've been in that position where had I not done anything, had I not taken action pretty quick, there's a good chance I may not even be here right now. Okay. I was that sick. And so you may not be quite that extreme, but still, it's irrelevant whether you have 20 pounds that have been bugging you or 150. It's irrelevant. It's something that is bothering you, maybe making you feel unhealthy or has the potential to do that. And I've been there. Through every point of this course, I will know exactly what you're dealing with. I know what it's like to wear frumpy clothes because we're trying to hide the extra weight. I know what it's like to pull on pants that, just a couple of weeks ago they felt comfortable. Now they're snug. And I know how that depression feeling can come on. So I am very empathetic with your goals and your fears and your reluctance and frustrations. And throughout this course, you'll have access to me. You'll be able to contact me through messaging if you have questions or something. Even the option of scheduling a personal one-on-one session if you would like to do that. That's, separate from this, of course, but, that is a possibility. So I hope that gives you a pretty good idea of what the Breaking Patterns weight loss program is all about, and myself as a coach. Now, and again, I commend you for following your curiosity. And if for whatever reason you don't feel like this program is a good fit for you, then I encourage you to keep looking. Find one that does, because you deserve a healthy, slimmer body. And hope to see you in my course. Bye-bye.